Okay, we have until 3:05, so it is game time. I'm Corey Rogers. I'm a digital learning consultant at Grantwood AEA, and I'm also the president of CSTA Iowa, your local Iowa chapter that they mentioned in the large room. And we have a panelist of awesome Iowa advocates and leaders in our state that we will invite up as we go. If one of my panelists could help me and put the link in the chat, all of the information we're going to fly through is on this slide deck. The bit.ly link is on the screen that you're hopefully seeing as well. And so we'll invite you to come back, and we'll also share this with you as well in the future. So welcome. And then we're flying. Here we go. So we want to share with you that in Iowa, we have requirements for computer science. And so hopefully you've heard this before, but a quick overview is that this summer, districts in Iowa need a K-12 plan. And we believe, just like you've heard already this afternoon, is the K-5 is a strong piece of having that K-12 plan. And I believe you also heard that the script plan will help you to create that. And so we'll talk about what Iowa's AEAs are doing to support you with that work. The other thing that's required this summer of 2022 is a half credit of high school. And so we just want to make sure while we have you present that you are aware of that. And then beginning July of 2023 is where this K-5 work will really come to fruition, where schools will need to have at least one grade level of instruction in computer science between 1st and 6th grade, and then one grade level of instruction in computer science in grades 7, 8. There is a link to a recording that the Department of Education hosted with AEA representatives with much more information, not packed into 30 minutes. So you'll have this slide deck as a resource if you would like some more in-depth information. And then we're proud to say that all 9 AEAs have at least one representative on a statewide computer science team. We're working really diligently to help support all of our schools. And the first way is with script workshops. So every AEA is hosting multiple script workshops in lots of different formats to meet your needs. And that's going to help you to build that K-12 plan. Again, K-5 being a big part of that foundation. And the other really exciting thing is the Department of Education has earmarked money to help you do that. So there are funds available to cover subs, or there are funds available to cover teacher stipend to participate. With all this information, we're going to give you contacts at the end so that you can follow up and ask us lots of questions. So I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Marisa Dahl from Heartland AEA, so she can talk to you about some of the grants available.
Hi, yes, I am Marisa Dahl, and I'm one of the instructional technology consultants at Heartland AEA. And I'm going to get to share with you a little bit about the professional development and curriculum grant that the state has also allocated funds for. They did an RFP process, and these are the 4 on the left of your screen are the ones that the state has chosen to provide funds for different grade bands. So you can see the boot up would be a grade K-5, Coder Z would go K-12, NewBoCo K-12, and Code HS is 612. So in those grants, you're allocated $10,000 per grade level, but the district only has to submit one grant, but is allocated $10,000 per grade level. If you have specific questions, with that link that says learn more here, that will take you to the Department of Ed website that has a table, tells you exactly what is involved, like what does boot up, what does it include, what does Coder Z include, and then also contacts for each one of those. You will likely be working with the vendor as you complete the grant. It's a good partnership to have a little bit of understanding of what the vendor is going to provide, and then how your district can benefit from that money. There is no timeline for that. It is as far as there are some deadlines, but as far as how much or when you have to submit your grant, there is no timeline. It is as long as funds are available. The next one, and this has been appropriated, so the legislation has said that we are going to offer a CSPDIF, so it's a Computer Science Professional Development Incentive Fund. They have appropriated $500,000. So last year, our statewide team, some of you might have been aware, or some of you might have participated in the grant. So we had the computer science modules as well as code.org fundamentals and principles we offered in that grant. And so we're looking forward to submitting that grant or a grant again as soon as it is announced, to hopefully include the modules as well as boot up. And then we're looking at some middle school and high school options too. So we're looking forward to that money, and you will definitely stay tuned for more information when that money is allocated. These are the documents. So I know a lot of you might not know your AEAs. So this is Central Rivers, and then it's Heartland and Green Hills, Great Prairie, Grant Wood, Keystone, Mississippi Bend, Northwest AEA, and Prairie Lakes. Those are the AEAs that are listed there. They're all very similar documents. What is different in those documents is the PD opportunity. So we all have different dates for script that we're offering. So otherwise, those documents are very similar, but definitely find the one that your district is in, and check out those PD opportunities on there as well. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Samantha.
Well, it's going to be Corey again, but
sorry, Corey.
Yeah, that's okay. So I am president of CSTA Iowa, but two of our board members are also here. So Samantha Dahl is our community partner rep on the board, and then Alison Mohr is a regional champion. I don't think I'm missing anyone else. So very quickly, they've mentioned in the large session, so I won't spend too much time, but CSTA Iowa is the chapter of the Computer Science Teachers Association in Iowa. Please share this with your teachers. I was a middle school computer science teacher on an island and felt very isolated, and CSTA allows us to connect the computer science teachers in Iowa, give them a professional learning community, and give them friends to link arms with that are teaching what they're teaching and providing resources. So please share the join links. It is free to join. There is an extra membership with additional resources, but free to join. So please encourage your teachers to do that. We connect teachers, but we also develop teachers. So some of the benefits are we have virtual chapter meetings with learning. You can see the topics listed on the screen. We have a license renewal course for teachers to get credit for attending the chapter meetings and then CSTA national events. We are planning regional in-person meetings as COVID protocols allow us to do that. And then we are recording all of our chapter meetings and posting them on our YouTube channel for some just-in-time access. So last year we had panels of elementary, middle, and high school teachers talking about how they implement computer science. So there's wonderful resources for you and your teachers to go back to as well. And then we also try to make sure teachers are informed with newsletters and resources and members that they can reach out and connect with. So please encourage your teachers to join. Okay, and then I'm going to hand it over. Whoops, we're going to try. I'm going to hand it over to Alison at NewBoCo.
Awesome, thanks, Corey. Hello, everyone. I am Alison Mohr. I'm with the NewBoCo education team. Our organization is located in Cedar Rapids, and we have a goal to help support computer science education throughout the state. So our vision is to be able to see computer science in every classroom at every school, and being able to offer it for all. So I'm going to touch on two programs that we have that are specifically geared for elementary students. The first one is Co.org Fundamentals, and Katie talked about this program during the main session, but it is a free elementary curriculum through Co.org. There are 6 different courses that are geared for different grade levels to help build the progression of computer science skills. There's lots of great teacher resources, assessments that are available for teachers to use, and it is designed for teachers to not have any computer science experience to really help support their implementation. We are the regional partner for Co.org, and so we have professional development that is offered either for individuals, or it can be customized if you have a large school group that is wanting to attend. We can help customize those for your school or your region. And then the other program that we offer is specifically designed for early childhood teachers. And so it's to help support those teachers in their implementation of computational thinking within their classroom, and really looking for those natural integrations in their literacy, in their math, science, and social studies. Where are they already teaching it, and how can we help support them, especially with lots of great unplugged activities, looking for all of those areas to make those connections. This is a one-day workshop, and it comes with a Tiny Techies toolkit, is what we call it, and it has robots and then some hands-on materials for students to be able to use while they're engaging in those activities. Funding for this one would either be available through the Computer Science Professional Development Incentive Fund, like Marisa offered, once that becomes available, or we also have scholarship funds to help support your teachers with these workshops. Included on the slide deck is an interest form if you're interested in being able to participate or learn more about this for your teachers. Please reach out and let us know.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Trent. I'm Northwest STEM Regional Manager from the Governor's STEM Advisory Council. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about 3 of our programs that we have going on. The first is Computer Sciences Elementary. We funded 12 high poverty elementary schools in the state. They were awarded $50,000 to develop computer science curriculum and grades kindergarten through 5th grade. We are going on our 3rd year because of the pandemic. It was originally a 2-year program, but we extended it 1 more year. Les Hills in Sioux City is also a programming school, and they're sort of a school that we use as a model that schools could potentially do copy them or jump off of their ideas. But we've done so much even more with our schools than just programming, as Les Hills has done too. It's a 21st century skill, and we know how important it is for our kiddos to have those. This year, these 12 schools are working on their blueprints, which are plans basically from start to finish of how they put together their curriculum, professional development, any challenges and aha moments that they experience through all of this. And they're going to make those readily available for other schools in the state of Iowa as well too. They're also going to open their doors and invite other schools to come in and visit to see what's going on, to see how computer science can be integrated right into the curriculum and can be replicated in other schools. Next is our Scale Up programs. We have a Scale Up program menu every year that comes out in January, and applications are due in March. So mark your calendars for January, because it's one of our major goals that in our menu, we will always include a computer science program. And so Scale Up programs are programs that we find across the nation and across the world, really. There is always professional development along with any materials that you'll need. It's absolutely free for educators. They just fill out the application, and then we are so generously allotted some dollars from our legislature for our 6 regions, and then we divvy out that money like Santa Claus does on Christmas Day, which is a great thing to do. And so keep an eye out for that. You definitely don't want to pass that up. And finally, we have STEM Best, Business Engaging Students and Teachers. There are 80 of these STEM Best programs existing in the state of Iowa currently. This is a way to give students that real world of work experience. It's a way for businesses to also build their future workforce. It's a $25,000 award with a $25,000 match. Don't let that match scare you, because it can be in kind as well too. So the time that the business puts in, like what their employee's salary is or what their hourly rate is, that can be factored in. There's lots of ways to get around that. It really hasn't been a hurdle. And we have some creative ways to help you to get that as well too. These applications open in March and they will end in May as well too. There's links at the bottom of each of those pages that you can take a look at them further. And it's our website. Oops, I see that I got an error there. It's iowastem.org, O-R-G, not gov. That's the old website link. So I'll get in there and change that quickly. That's all that I have. Corey, back to you.
All right, thanks everybody. We really appreciate it. All right, we did talk really fast because now we have time to breathe and process a little. So thanks everybody. Before we open up the floor for questions, we just want to make sure that you get the link to the slide deck because there are links. So the first thing we want you to make sure is you have your AEA computer science contact, because any questions you have about support or next steps or the professional development being offered, You can get that through your statewide computer science consultant, or you're welcome to email any of the panelists today and we will point you in the direction of the right person. So our goal is to work together to make sure that all kids have access to high quality computer science education in Iowa. My contact and then our CSTA Iowa email address is there. Alison's contact information for NewBoCo is there, and then Mary's is for STEM. The other thing I'm not sure that Mary mentioned is that there are 6 STEM regions. And so I'm sure that you could also reach out to the STEM hub manager in your region and they can point you in the right direction as well. So just know there's tons of support for you. So we've left the rest of this time to open up the floor for questions or concerns. There's lots of people on this call that I think would be more than willing to help problem solve or help you think about ways that you can make sure you're building a really strong foundation of computer science instruction K-5. So we'll open up the floor if you would like to either put a question in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself, come on the stage. It's always everybody's favorite thing to do on a Zoom call, I know, but we are here if you have questions. Was that enough wait time? Oh, I see something in the chat. Okay, then I would love to hear what is happening in your district for K-5 computer science. Would anyone be willing to share what you're already doing? Because we also know, as Mary shared, we've got the 12 computer sciences elementary districts, but we also have districts across the state that we know are dipping their toe into computer science education. We'd love to hear what you're doing and what you find to be successful.
I think on top of that too, another idea is if you've taken a part of script or you've taken one of the code.org classes or you've worked with Mary, I think it might even give us an example and like share your school experience with those in the group that may not have had that experience yet.
Okay, I'll be brave.
Hey, thanks, Jennifer.
Without even thinking about what I'm going to tell you now. Okay, well, my name is Jen, and I work in the Clear Creek Amana district, school district. So I'm in Corey's Grantwood area, and I recognize Mary. So a couple years ago, I went ahead and so I back up. See, already I'm off course. I'm the teacher librarian at our preschool through 5th grade elementary. And so when I started several years ago teaching here at this school, I teach library, but then I also have an opportunity to teach a technology class to our students. And we're the only elementary school in our district that has that. So I'm the only teacher doing that. And I kind of had to like feel my way through what we're doing with the kids. And so basically it's like anything I want to try in with them, I can do. So we started out with just like basic technology skills, learning those 21st century skills of using Google apps and all of that. And then we kind of branched off into using the code.org curriculum with our kids. And my then principal was super excited about all of that. And he said, hey, I want to give you money to buy some robots. And so I said, yay. So he bought us some Dash and Dot robots, and we went from there. And then I realized I have the opportunity to also do some STEM stuff with our kids too. And so that's when I went and filled out the STEM Scale Up grant and got that. And I was supposed to implement it last year. And then, of course, we all know what happened last year, and we couldn't share supplies at our school. Like that was just a no-no. We weren't supposed to even share pencils and crayons. So like the idea of sharing STEM materials kind of went out the window. But this year, fingers crossed, I think we're going to be able to implement it. So I'm super excited for all of that. And we are, I think, Corey, Clear Creek is scheduled to come and start the CS and the script and all of that. So we're excited about that.
You are. Thank you for being brave. I'm going to give you snaps. I know I'm the only one with the mic on beside you, so thank you. Yeah, so that's exciting. And I think this is a I'm so glad that you were willing to be brave, because it's a great example of having a champion in a district and then using the supports that you have. So starting small, using the scale ups. And yes, CCA is now signed up for scripts. So now they can take Jennifer's momentum and passion and try to scale it across the district. And they're signed up to come to some standards workshops with us as well to learn the computer science standards. So please know that we're working really hard to be a collaborative effort between all these organizations you saw presenting today to support your district and meeting you where you're at and moving you forward. Lots of faces on this call are familiar, and we're pretty passionate about also helping with teacher identity. So like, I'm sure when Jennifer started, she had no idea she would be a computer science teacher too, right? So I think a big part of our role is helping teachers to identify themselves as, I'm an elementary teacher, but I'm also a computer science teacher. And they are capable of doing that and inspiring our kids. So no matter what field they go into, they at least see that that's something that's available to them, no matter what they do after they leave your K-5 buildings or K-6, whatever your elementary configuration looks like. Did that lead to any questions for anyone? Did it inspire anyone else to be brave like Jennifer and want to share?
I can talk if you want.
Yes, thank you.
My name is Marisa Thompson, and I am a district level teacher librarian for our district. So I support all 10 of our elementary schools and their media teachers and librarians. And they teach in a fixed schedule where they do have students for technology and library and information skills once a week. And we had just completed doing, well, we hadn't completed, we were in the midst of a curriculum review for our own area that basically married together ISTE and the AASL standards. And now we've kind of gone back and we did quite a bit of work over the summer to now we're looking at the computer science standards. And what we did a lot of was looking at, I mean, we did a lot of seeing where because we didn't want to lose our library standards, and we still are the only people in charge of really teaching digital literacy, which is different than computer science, but it's still necessary, and we didn't want to lose that. So we've really spent a lot of time looking at all of that and seeing how we could integrate computer science into what we were already doing in that area, how there are actually a lot of things we were already doing, but we discovered it was maybe going a little bit more in depth or using different terminology. And being more purposeful about it, even right down to there's really even a lot of things that we do that don't even involve electronics, unplugged activities, that we were able to be like, hey, this kind of already is computer science. We just didn't make that connection and hadn't connected it for our students and hadn't used the language, but we were really kind of already doing some of that. And so that was a lot of what we looked at, even like how you enter the room. These are the jobs you do in this order. That's actually an algorithm, and pointing that out to our little kids and things like that. So we've done that. I would say with our district, it's kind of been put on us to help be the catch-all right now, and it's not fully being integrated everywhere like it probably should be, but that's a starting point. And we will be going in and digging deeper and are going to start dabbling a little bit more in second trimester, being more, probably spending more time on computer science than anything else. But like I said, we don't want to lose all of our other responsibilities. So we've been doing it this first trimester, a lot of library orientation and a lot of library skills and how to find books and all that stuff. So we're getting there.
Thank you. Chris, are you in Ankeny? I
Yes.
feel like I saw you in the chat. Okay, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
The other thing I would say we're seeing, especially for K-5, is that every district is meeting is thinking about how they're going to implement computer science instruction in a different way. So for some, it might be a standalone teacher if you're lucky enough to have staffing for that. Others, they're leaning on the teacher librarian. And then we're seeing some where they're kind of saying like the teacher librarian is going to teach these standards, and then we're going to integrate other standards into the content. So the nice thing about the requirement in Iowa is for the K-5, it gives you lots of flexibility to make it work in your district context. So that's why we as an AEA system think that the script work is so important, because it honors where you're at and helps you make a plan that fits what's happening in your district to still meet those requirements. So I know we're super close on time. Every one of you is going to get access to the recording. And so I have an ask for you on behalf of the panelists. We would love for you to take the slide deck and the recording once you get it and share it with one administrator friend of yours. And we're going to also be using this recording as a resource, but the more that we can spread the word and raise awareness about the requirements in Iowa, but then also that we're all here to support each other. That's what I'm more concerned about, honestly. Is that we are a team and we can make this lift easier if we all work together and share. So I can't thank you all enough for joining us for an hour. In Iowa, we found out about this Friday. So this was a really quick turnaround. So a huge thank you to Mary and Alison and Marisa for being willing to step in, A, answer your email on a Saturday, and B, step in at the last minute to help. So thank you. And we appreciate all of your time and energy as well today. I'm not sure how you go back to the call because I missed that part because I was in here opening the room. Can someone help me that was in the big call?
I think you will just go back like to the original Zoom link, and they said they were going to open the main session. So
Okay,
back to the
awesome.
original, go there.
Okay, well then thanks, and please contact us if you need help. Thank you all so much.
Bye, everyone.